Hi everybody, I'm attorney Aiden Kramer with the Law Office of Aiden Kramer in Colorado, and you're watching All Up in Your Business. In this episode of All Up in Your Business, I'm going to talk about how to dissolve an LLC. How to dissolve, shut down, close an LLC. Whatever you want to call it, it's what I'm going to talk about. Maybe you started a business and you realized that being a business owner just isn't for you. Or maybe you started a business with some partners and you realize that your partners are just a couple of turd bags. Whatever the reason behind it, there are a few steps that you need to take to dissolve an LLC. First things first, as with most things having to do with your LLC, check your operating agreement. Your operating agreement might describe how, when, or the process by which the LLC can be dissolved. If you don't have an operating agreement, or if your operating agreement is silent on the issue, then you want to check the statutes in your state, because every state is going to have a statute that describes how to dissolve an LLC, or what requirements there are for doing so. Colorado, for example, requires that all of the members consent to the dissolution. So in Colorado, if you have an LLC with multiple members, all of the members are going to have to consent to it if you all want to voluntarily dissolve the company. And then depending on the requirements of your operating agreement or your state's laws, you're most likely going to need to have some kind of a vote or some kind of a written documentation that all of the members have consented to this. Even if you're the only member, you as the one member have to consent to dissolving the company, and you want some sort of written documentation of that. So whether it's a formal meeting with you and the other members or just a written document saying that you as the only member or the group of you as all of the members have agreed to dissolve the LLC, you want to make that documentation. Once everybody's in agreement on it, then you want to start paying off any debts of the company. If there are outstanding debts, creditors that still need to be paid off, those need to be paid before you make any final distributions to the members. You're also going to want to check your operating agreement and or your state statutes, because there might be some sort of priority of who gets paid off. For example, if one of the members made a loan to the LLC, typically a member who is a creditor is going to be paid off after other creditors. That priority to pay off a member who made a loan to the LLC is going to be lower than the priority of paying off a bank. If your company doesn't have any debts, there are no creditors, then at that point, once that's all taken care of, you can make the final distribution. So for simplicity's sake, let's say there are two members and there's $1,000 left in the company. All of the company's assets are $1,000 in the bank, and you each own 50-50 of the company. Then that final distribution is going to be 500 to one, 500 to the other. Then you're going to want to file the dissolution paperwork with your state. In Colorado, this is called a statement of dissolution. Other states might call it something else, but every state is going to have some paper that you need to file to dissolve the LLC officially with the state. And then lastly, you're going to need to wrap up the LLC's taxes. Just because the LLC is dissolved doesn't mean you get out of paying taxes for that last year. So you need to, whenever your tax time comes up, whether it's in April or you have a different tax year, you file that final tax return, pay whatever taxes you owe to the IRS and whomever else. And then on that tax return, you can indicate that this is going to be the final tax return of the company. So for most companies, that's going to be basically the process of dissolving the LLC. For some situations, it might be more complex. So because of that, it's always good to work with an attorney when you're trying to dissolve an LLC, especially if there are multiple partners. If you're a single member LLC, you're the only owner, the process is a bit easier, and it's really easy if you don't have any debt. Then there's really nothing to worry about. But either way, at least checking with an attorney who's licensed in your state to assist with the dissolution is going to be a good idea. If you're in Colorado and want some assistance dissolving your LLC or anything else having to do with your LLC, please feel free to contact me. My phone number and email are right here. Please be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want more All Up in Your Business. I put out new videos on Wednesdays, usually. Sometimes it's not on Wednesdays, but usually it's on Wednesdays. But if you subscribe, you won't miss a video regardless of when I put it out. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Aiden Kramer, and I'll see you next time.